Well, beloved dub motherfuckers, what is going on, everyone? It is I, the jack of all trades with a foul mouth, Commodore Urban, and thank you again for joining me for another great video. I appreciate the shit, that you guys are watching all this crazy fucking shit over the years. I do it for you guys, and for all the trolls out there that want to try to screw with me and, make me think I'm not worth doing this. I give you a big ol' hearty fuck you. Now, as you guys can see, I have all kinds of Star Trek stuff. I've got Star Trek novels, and I got the complete series of Star Trek the original series, season 1, 2, and 3. And before I begin with my Star Trek novel review, none of the novels in the background are it, even though the next one I am reading is To Reign in Hell, The Exile of Khan Noonan Singh. I want to give you guys an idea. I'm actually doing two things differently. One, I'm not in front of the camera. I'm doing like a Jerry Borgett style video where I'll be behind the camera, but I'm showing you guys shit in front of it. If you guys like this kind of format without seeing my actual ugly fucking face, let me know. And two, I have an idea for a series of videos. I've watched the entire series of the original series of Star Trek, season 1, 2, and 3. And I have picked 3 favorite episodes that I personally like, one from each season. If you guys would like to see me do a 3-part series for my favorite episode from season 1, season 2, and season 3, let me know, and I'll fucking do it. What you guys see in the background, these books, well, I've got one I'm reviewing for you guys today, right here. It is the Star Trek, the original series novel, A Child of Two Worlds, by the New York Times best-selling author, Greg Cox. Now, on the back side of the book, of course it's got that thing on, so I'm going to have to come over here real quick, put this thing in the sun, or in the light so I can read it. It says, the year is 2255, not long after the events of the original series episode The Cage. A young Spock is science officer on the USS Enterprise under the command of Captain Christopher Pike when an outbreak of deadly Regalian fever threatens the crew. Okay, so for that's reviewing the Starfleet medical database, Dr. Philip Boyce comes up with a highly experimental and untested new treatment that might save the crew. Just one problem. It requires a rare mineral substance, Raytalian, which is not easily obtained except on a remote alien colony near the Klingon border. But borders are sometimes blurry in this part of the galaxy. Captain Pike will need to tread carefully in order to avoid provoking an armed conflict with the Klingons, or starting an all-out war. As the book title picture and title suggest, A Child of Two Worlds, it's dealing with Spock. Not just Spock, but because Spock is one of the main players in this novel. And before I do begin, I just want to show that Mr. Cox did dedicate, as you can see, dedicated to Leonard Nimoy for nearly 50 years of inspiration. I think that's fucking awesome. He dedicated this novel to Mr. Nimoy, and God bless you, Mr. Nimoy. Rest in peace, buddy. But anyway, the beginning of the story is basically when he was a child, because as you know, he's half human, half Vulcan. His father, of course, is the legendary Sarek, and his mother is Amanda Grayson. If you guys remember meeting them in the episode, it was season 1. It was I'm trying to remember. No, not season 1, season 2. Sorry, season 2. Journey to Babel. That's when you meet them. Anyway, it's basically, celebrating Spock's 7th birthday. In all stories short, he doesn't give in to his human half until he smells the chocolate cake. But anyway, 18 years afterwards, that's where the story takes place, shortly after The Cage. There is a massive outbreak of Regalian fever on board the Enterprise, and there is an experimental drug that is known to cure it, except one of the main ingredients is a mineral that's called Ritalian, and it's on a planet known as Siberia 3. Now, Siberia 3 is within, near the borders of Klingon space. And as the Enterprise was cruising, shooting for Siberian 3, they pick up a SOS transmission from a Siberian merchant vessel, the Lion. Anyway, two humanoids, were on board being chased by a Klingon cruiser. Long story short, there were two Siberians inside. One was a Siberian, but the other one was a Siberian that was a Klingon, meaning she was all the way Klingon except she was a Siberian. And long story short of that, she was taken from her family when she was very young, the Marush family, when she was about 9 or 10 years old, during a colony takeover the Klingons did on the moon of Siberia 3, and the family thought her to be dead, but the commanding officer of the Klingon cruiser, which was General Krun, adopted her as his own daughter into his house. And so you have these two fractions, the Klingons and the Siberians, that are wanting the Klingon / Siberian back, Murata, aka Elzula. And this is where Spock comes in, being, the same predicament, being a child of two different worlds. He kinda helps Elzula / Murata see the fact that she is from two different worlds and to pick the path that was right for her. Long story short, she knew she couldn't be accepted on Siberia 3, even though the Siberians wanted her back, but she knew she couldn't be able to fit in. So she fucking went back with the Klingons, which Spock was able to come up with a really nice way of doing it, like pretending like he was getting kidnapped and she sailed out on a Siberian Mercy vessel and was transported back to the Klingon cruiser. And of course, before Mr. Spock was being back on board the Enterprise from the teleporter room. But long story short, the everything worked out. They were able to get the Ritalian for the fever outbreak on board, and everybody was saved, including Captain Pike, which he was about damn near dead toward the end of the book. All because of the great thinking of the legendary Spock himself. This is absolutely a fucking amazing book. If they would have done a season of Star Trek with Christopher Pike in command, this would have made an absolutely amazing fucking episode for the series. And I kind of really wish they would have continued to do so under that, but because they only did one episode with Christopher Pike in command. Of course, the 2-part series, The Menagerie, which was in season 1. But if they would have continued, that would have been great. Of course, as we all know, the commanding officer, the captain of the Enterprise, is the legendary Captain James Tobias Kirk. But this is absolutely fucking awesome book, guys. Great book, and it's a greatly dedicated to the man himself, Mr. Leonard Nimoy. And like I said, it's an amazing fucking story. Great book. Definitely kept me reading, and it took me about maybe a week. But then again, I wasn't reading all the time either. So if you pick it up, you will not be fucking sorry. It is an amazing book. So I hope you guys enjoyed the review. If you have any questions or comments about this book, it is Star Trek the Original Series, Child of Two Worlds by Greg Cox. So there you have it. I hope you guys enjoy that. And like I said, if you guys enjoyed this style of format for my future videos, let me know, and I'll keep doing it this way. And if you guys are interested in a 3-part series to my favorite Star Trek video, Star Trek episodes, fucking let me know and I'll do it. And so, yeah, there you go. Until next time, this is Commodore Urban saying, live long and prosper. And until next time, God bless all of you, and shoot for the stars, motherfuckers. And until next, So, there you go. Goodbye, and, just be yourselves. Take care.